Nitro family, here again on a TTR Team Tip Tuesday. It's going to be recorded on a Tuesday, but y'all might see it on Wednesday. But anyway, I've been getting questions on things. If you have an RTR, which I got an RTR right here. The question was, Corey, what are things if I have an RTR, what are the parts on the RTR that I can upgrade to make it, stronger, to make it more durable, to make it most of the question, not really make it faster, but make it, most of them I was getting about just making it more durable. What things could I upgrade that I need to upgrade, and the things that you may want. It's a difference, because some of the stuff you want to may upgrade on your RTR, it's just stuff that you want that may make it look better, but some stuff on there that needs to be upgraded, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I got that question a lot. I just wanted to show my family, show some of my family, things. If you have an RTR kit compared to a race kit, things on a race kit compared to an RTR kit, things that you would need to upgrade on your RTR kit just to make it that much better. So I just want to come to y'all tonight and just show y'all some things that you can upgrade on your RTR kit if you have an RTR kit, RTR ready to run kit. This is my ready to run kit right here that I got from my neighbor, and he let me borrow it so I can do this video. But yeah, the things on a ready to run kit that you really need to upgrade after you get the kit are if you had like the C-hub type suspension like this right here. This is plastic. I will upgrade this. This probably be one of the first things. I will upgrade that to aluminum. Or some people may say aluminium, but yeah, I will upgrade this to aluminum. The C-hub, this part right here, and I also will upgrade the knuckle to aluminum. This part right here, I will upgrade this because a lot of times when you hit something with it being plastic, composite plastic like this right here, the screws will strip out, they'll pull out. So that's a must upgrade on a ready to run kit. Like I'm compare these to my race kits. See, on a race kit, see the C-hub, same design. The C-hub, see, this is aluminum right here. The knuckle here, same, pretty much same design, but you see on my race kit they got it aluminum. So I would do those. That's a must. That's one upgrade that I would do, a must have to do. Your C-hub and your knuckle, make those aluminum. Upgrade that to aluminum. Okay, as far as the arms, your A-arms, not necessarily. You really don't have to. A lot of people do buy metal suspension arms, which I wouldn't, because if it's all aluminum, then the stress point, instead of your arm breaking, which we don't want that to happen, but if it's something happen that your arm, if it's metal, and if you hit something with this, with your A-arm, this part being aluminum, it might not break, but it may bend. Like, it may bend your A-arm, or it may bend the C-hub. So it's kind of like, if you make one part aluminum, go back with some plastic, so you have that plastic to, if you do, as your stress point to give. So you need something that you need your car to flex and give. So if this whole thing, or either like on my race kit, if this whole thing was aluminum, you don't have a gear point. So you need something that's gonna give. So that's why it's good to just leave your A arms, your suspension arms themselves, let them be plastic. So if it breaks, then that'll give. Or if you hit something, that'll give instead of the aluminum bending. So it's good. That's another good tip. If you do aluminum, then you do a plastic, then aluminum, then a plastic. Just like how this my race kit is. Like this is aluminum, then plastic here, then it went to a plastic tie rod in, aluminum, plastic, and then you got your aluminum here. Then it went with plastic back down here. Then so just that's another room, another good thing to remember too. But yeah, this would be number one. Replace this C hub type 2 and the knuckle to aluminum. As far as your arms, you can later on if you really want to, but I would leave those plastic. They just give you, like I said, a gear point. So okay, number two thing is your right here on this short course truck is your Servo Horn. On if you have an A scale, RTR ready to run kit, then definitely your Servo Horn, definitely make that aluminum. That's another really a must on 1/8 scale vehicles, because 1/8 scale vehicles, they got a lot of torque. They produce a lot of torque, and there'll be a lot of torque on a plastic piece coming off your servo. So just like on my race kit. Now even on race kits, the Servo Horn, they don't come in the kit aluminum. On some kits, they'll be plastic, and you have to buy that as an upgrade. And when you do, that's a must upgrade, because if the horn, like with a lot of our servos, produce a lot of torque and speed, so you want this to be aluminum, because if it's not aluminum, then it'll be easy for this to strip out if it's plastic with all that torque going on. Especially if you run in a truggy, then or buggy or e-buggy, definitely upgrade your plastic servo horn to aluminum. That's a must. The C hubs are a must. Your servo horn is a must. Upgrade to aluminum. Even on your short course, I will upgrade the horn to aluminum on my short course on the 10 scale. Just be on the safe side on the 10 scale. It's not a must on the 10 scale because it don't produce as much torque as the 1/8 scales do. But I would do it because just to be on the safe side. And the third thing, if your kit does come with a servo, that's the second thing I would that's the third thing I would upgrade it to, like a Sendit RC servos, or either whatever servos you might like. But the Sendit servos are very good. Sendit RC servo would be very good choice to go with. My number one choice would be Sendit servos. But just pick whatever servo you like, but upgrade it from the factory one that come in your kit, because they put one in there just enough to get you going. But if you go bashing or off-road, and most likely what they're going to put in there is a servo with plastic gears, and they're easy to strip. So that's the number 3 thing I would upgrade right off the bat. 1/8 scale and 1/10 scale, both. Okay. Number 4 is we're going to go to the shocks. You're going to go to the shocks. Another thing that I would upgrade off the back is, you see on this 10 scale, you see the plastic shocks. Actually, these are not really that bad. Why I say they're not that bad? If anything, you really don't have to have aluminum shock bodies, especially if it's like this, because these are good because they do have, even though they are plastic, they are still a threaded shock body. You see them threads right here? That's a good. You can adjust your ride height easy with this because you got your shock screw, adjustable shock screw. Even though it's plastic, you can, this is not a must, but if it was the ones with the spacers in it that just you have to pull out a clip to adjust your shock tension, then you would, I would say yes, upgrade your shock bodies. And also I would, if it didn't have, with this, I really went with this style, which is good. The shock body is good. You can work with that for a while before you may later on want to upgrade it to a whole aluminum shock and aluminum shock bodies. But I would do, if it's like this, I just would do the cap, because the cap, you just don't want the over time the threads to wear down and strip out your shock cap. So I would just, with this style, with the adjustable screw shocks tensioner right here, see, this is good. I would just upgrade the shock cap to keep it from pulling out, for stripping out the top, stripping out the shock cap. I would go with aluminum, like on mine, on the 8 scale. See how these are aluminum caps? You just ensure that it won't strip out or pull out, off of impact or nothing like that. So, but yeah, but I would, if it's plastic like this with the threaded shock body, it's not a must. But if you don't have the threads on the shock body like this one has, then if it's just your shock and you got the little spacers, I would go ahead on and upgrade the whole shock to a aluminum shock and aluminum shock cap. But if it's like this, if you have on your art ready to run that they are threaded, I would just do the cap. I will update them to aluminum shock caps. So, okay. Going on back towards the rear of the vehicle. Anything else? What? RTR. Like I said, this applies to 1/8 scale, 10 scale, electric, or nitro, either one. Like I said, we went over the servo horns. I would upgrade that to aluminum. Far as if you got nitro, far as your throttle servo horn, the aluminum one is really not a must. But if you want to, a lot of people like for their stuff to match. If you want to, match it and make it both of them aluminum, then yeah, swap it out. But it's not a must. This will work a long time with the upgrade to servo, because of it's not as much torque going on this horn as it is your steering horn. So you can go a while with a plastic throttle horn versus aluminum throttle horn. So if you let that stay plastic, instead of, you can get away with this without having to switch it to aluminum servo horn. So you can let that stay. Okay. Towards the back, again, towards the rear, for the rear A arms, I let them stay plastic. Like over here, you see. I would on this ready to run, I would change the rear hub. I would change this out to aluminum, because you don't want your hinge pins to get pulled out of the plastic, and over time plastic wear down, especially on this 10 scale with the ball cups. You don't want this plastic to pull out of the hole that the ball cup is on the on your ball end. So I would that's a must upgrade to aluminum. Just like on my race buggy, on the race kit, you see the same style. You see on the kit, on the race kit is what? Aluminum. So that's a must. Change that out, because you don't want none of this to pull out, especially if you're going to race it or put it on the track, even bashing. You don't want to hit a curb or hit a rock or hit some bushes or something like that you may clip, or a stick that may make this strip out if you go with the plastic hub. So that's a must. That's a must right there. Number 6 is both knuckles. Both knuckles I would change out on both sides. Change both sides out. So all right, family, we're gonna do we're gonna go over it one more time. We're gonna do a review, like I said, on all 4 corners of the car. On my RTR ready to run, I will go with aluminum C-hub carriers and aluminum knuckles on both sides of the front. I will go with aluminum rear knuckles and hubs, front, left to right on both corners, both sides, and go with aluminum on both sides. The shock towers is really not a big must, but if you want to, you can. It's just if you break that, then if it's aluminum, it's gonna pull out your rear buckhead connected down to your rear gear diff. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's not a must. You can get away with the plastic with that. But if you do the shocks, but if they're like this style, which is good because it still got your adjustable shock screw right here, that's good. If it's this style, because the bodies are still threaded, the shock bodies are threaded, as you can see on this ready to run. But if you got the ones that has just the clips in here and the bodies are not threaded, even though they're plastic, even though the bodies are not threaded, but these are threaded. These are threaded, you can see. I would just, if they're threaded like this, I would just replace the shock cap, because you don't want your shocks to get pulled out of the cap. I would replace the cap. I would make the cap aluminum on all 4 corners of the car, even in the front. Aluminum shock caps, front and rear. But if the bodies are plastic with the threads on them, you can let that, you can let that ride like that. You can let it go. You can get away with that. It's not a must. But if they don't have the threads on the bodies and they plastic, they don't have it, then yeah, I will go ahead on and replace the whole shock. Another must is, especially if you run a 1/8 scale buggy, truck, monster truck, your servo horn is a must. Got to be. I would upgrade that to aluminum, not plastic, to aluminum. But if you're running nitro, if a nitro ready to run, then you can get away with plastic on the throttle, because the throttle don't have as much torque. You're just going forward and back. That's all it's doing, and braking forward and back and brake. So you can get away with it. But as far as the steering, servo, horn, got to be aluminum, because of all the torque that you need, especially with the monster trucks and the truggies, and also with the buggies. You got a lot of torque to turn those tires. And also, if your kit Ready to Run has its own servo already in there, I would upgrade that to a servo like Sendit RC servos or something like that. That's real good and reliable and cost efficient. I would take the stock servo out, upgrade that to a better servo like Sendit servos or whatever style you like. I recommend Sendit because they got a good price for somebody just trying to get the best bang for their buck. The Sendit RC servos are great, so I would go with those up front. Take the steering servo out. If you got nitro and you have a Ready to Run kit, I would replace the steering servo and replace the throttle servo. So other than that, aluminum knuckles, front and rear, front and back, all the way around. Servo horn, replace that. Servo, replace that. If you got threaded shocks, at least update your shock cap. You can run with the plastic with the adjustable screw, but if you don't have the threaded shock bodies, then upgrade the whole shock. Other than that, you're good to go. Ready to Run, this should be okay. If you got Ready to Run nitro, e-buggy or truggy, especially with the e-buggies, if you want to upgrade your power, or if you got like a Revo or a Savage that you want to put a .21 in, your Spur Gear. A lot of times the Spur Gears on Ready to Runs, especially the electrics, they are plastic. But if you want to upgrade for more power, then definitely change out your Spur Gear to a metal Spur Gear. It just, especially if you go on nitro, I would do it. Like if you got a Revo or something like that, or T-Max or something like that, because I know those come with plastic Spur Gears, but I would go with the metal one if you're gonna put like a .21 engine in it, So that's another one that I would do off the top. Everything else, other than that, like I said, shock towers, if they're exposed like on a buggy, I would go with the aluminum shock tower, front shock tower. But the rear, not as much, because you really don't hit the rear shock tower that much. You may hit a pipe or flip over, and it may hit from the outside. So I believe you can get away with that. That's not really a must, but over time you may want to, since you do the front, you may want to go ahead on and do the back, just to be on the safe side. And another thing, remember, if you do your A-arms, it's always good to, if you do your A-arms to aluminum, just remember, you're taking away your flex point, because it's good to have a flex point, especially if you got aluminum like this has aluminum. Then you got the A-arms are plastic, because you need something that's going to give. All aluminum is not going to give. It's just going to bend. If it hit hard, it's going to bend and warp whatever it, as far as when it get hit by the impact, it's going to warp and bend instead of break. And then if you do that, then you got to buy aluminum for the whole front piece. So it's good to go aluminum hubs, C-hubs, front and rear, like you see here. Not do to replace this plastic. You see you got the same setup, but it's just plastic over here on my Ready to Run kit. So, but go with aluminum C-hub and knuckle, front and rear, on your Ready to Run vehicles. So this just a tip, man, just for your Ready to Runs, for your bashes. just to upgrade your stuff on your bash kit. If you have a ready to run bash kit or whatever, you've got it ready to run. It's just things that's a must have to upgrade, and then later on you can replace anything else. As far as your rear braces and stuff like that, not necessarily got to be an upgrade, but if you want to later on, that's up to you. But I'm just going over things that need to be replaced immediately, soon as you can. Soon as you can. And it'll save you a lot of headaches. Over time, save you a lot of headaches. If you do those small things, it'll save you a lot of headaches and money over time, and parts and stuff. Well, alright, y'all, this EKJ 24,000. If you ain't ripping, you tripping. Let them haters be your motivators. Let them actions always speak louder than words. And left tie salute. And I'm out.